You're lying in bed. It's 1:47 a.m. Phone face down on your chest. You already know she's not texting back tonight, but you check anyway. You always check anyway. And there it is, that same hollow feeling in your stomach. The one that shows up every time she goes cold for no reason. One day she's warm, leaning in, laughing at everything you say. The next day, dry replies, half sentences. That weird energy where she's technically still talking to you, but you can feel she's already mentally gone, and your brain starts running the loop again. What did I do? Did I text too much? Was I too available? Why does this keep happening to me? You're scrolling back through the conversation, looking for the exact moment it shifted, trying to find the sentence where you screwed it up, replaying every word, every emoji, every pause, and you can't find it, because it's not there. Here's the truth, nobody told you, bro. She didn't pull away because of something you said. She pulled away because of something she felt, and the harder you chased her to fix it, the more it confirmed exactly what her avoidant brain was already whispering about you. You're not crazy, you're not needy, you're not doing too much. You just never got handed the manual on how avoidants actually work, and more importantly, what makes them suddenly respect a man they were ready to discard. By the end of this video, you'll know the 5 silent moves that flip the entire dynamic. No begging, no paragraphs, no chasing. Just 5 quiet, grounded shifts that make an avoidant sit up, replay every conversation in her head, and quietly regret every time she took your energy for granted. Let's get into it. Most guys think the way to win an avoidant back is to communicate harder, explain more, reassure her, send the long, heartfelt text, show her you really, really care. But here's the real truth. Avoidants don't run from bad men. They run from emotional pressure, and every paragraph you send, every "we need to talk," every double text trying to fix it. She doesn't read that as love. Her nervous system reads it as suffocation. That's why the harder you push, the further she drifts. You're not failing because you don't care enough. You're failing because she can feel you care too loud. Avoidants are wired to test space. They pull back to see who collapses, who panics, who chases. And the second you do any of those things, her gut tells her, "Yeah, I was right. He's not the one." But when a man stays calm in that silence, when he doesn't flinch, doesn't break, doesn't beg, something shifts in her. She senses a wall in him she didn't expect, and avoidants are magnetically drawn to walls they can't push down. That's the game. That's the whole game. So here are the 5 silent moves that make an avoidant regret every single time she disrespected your energy. 1. The disappearing calm. Most guys, the second they feel an avoidant pull away, do the worst thing possible. They reach out more. More texts, more check-ins, more, "Hey, is everything okay?" energy. Bro, that's emotional gasoline on a fire that was already burning you. Here's what she actually feels when you do that. Her nervous system gets flooded. She feels chased, cornered, watched, and avoidants don't process that as love. They process it as a threat to their freedom. The closer you lean in, the more her body screams, "Get away from him." Now flip it. Wrong move. "Hey, did I do something? You've been distant. Can we talk?" Right move. Nothing. No text. No call. No reaction. You just go quiet. Not in a punishing way. Not in a sulking way. Just in a grounded, "I've got my own life" way. She'll notice within 48 hours. Trust me, the silence you leave behind is louder than any paragraph you could have sent. And when she finally checks her phone and sees you didn't chase, for the first time, she feels the pull instead of you. That's when she starts replaying the last conversation in her head, wondering what changed. That's emotional caffeine for an avoidant brain. 2. The energy drop. Most guys don't realize they're leaking energy every time they interact with her. Over-texting, over-laughing, over-explaining, matching her vibe even when her vibe is cold. They think they're being chill. She reads it as desperate. Here's the part nobody talks about. Avoidants are obsessed with energy. They don't track your words. They track your frequency. And the second your frequency starts mirroring hers, she loses respect because subconsciously she knows she's pulling the strings. Not loud energy, not aggressive energy, not I'm gonna act mad energy, but quiet, settled, I don't need this conversation to go anywhere energy. Wrong move, replying within 30 seconds with 3 messages and an emoji. Right move, replying hours later with 1 short, calm sentence, and meaning it. No follow-up question, no bait. Just a man who happens to be busy living his actual life. And here's what changes everything. When your energy drops below hers, she starts reaching up. That's when she feels her gut whisper, wait, something about him is different now. That's the shift. That's where regret starts forming. 3. The unbothered pivot. Most guys, when an avoidant disrespects them, cancels last minute, goes cold, throws a low-effort reply, react emotionally. They get hurt. They get passive-aggressive. They send the "wow, okay" text. Or worse, they pretend it didn't bother them while clearly seething underneath. She feels all of it, man. Avoidants are emotional snipers. They can read tension in a single word. Here's the deeper truth. What an avoidant respects more than anything is a man whose mood doesn't depend on her behavior. A man she can't destabilize. A man whose center of gravity is himself, not her. Wrong move. Wow, guess I'm not a priority, huh? Right move. All good, take care. And then you actually mean it. You go to the gym, you see your boys, you eat, you sleep, you live. Not as a tactic, not as a punishment, just because that's genuinely who you are now. And here's the thing, she will feel that pivot from across the city. Her brain will start doing the math. He didn't argue, he didn't chase, he didn't even seem fazed. Why? That question is the seed of obsession. That's when she starts thinking about you at the exact moment she expected you to be thinking about her. 4. The silent standard. Most guys think respect is something you demand. You argue for it. You explain why you deserve it. You call her out when she crosses a line. Bro, avoidants don't respond to demands. They respond to demonstrations. Here's what nobody explains clearly. Avoidants are constantly scanning to see where your line is. Not your stated line, your actual one. And every time you tolerate disrespect just this once, every time you accept the breadcrumb, every time you let the dry reply slide, you're silently teaching her. This is what I'll accept. She's not a villain for testing it. She's just an avoidant being an avoidant. The problem is you keep passing the test in the wrong direction. Wrong move. Why are you treating me like this? I deserve better. Right move. She sends a cold, dismissive reply. And you simply don't engage. You don't lecture. You don't explain. You just become unavailable to that version of her. No drama. No announcement. You just quietly remove your presence from energy that doesn't match yours. That's emotional caffeine for her brain, because suddenly she realizes, without you saying a word, that there's a standard here, and she just dropped below it. That's when she feels the wall go up. And avoidants, they climb walls. They can't help it. 5. The identity lock. This one is the deepest, man, and it's the one almost nobody gets right. Most guys, after an avoidant disrespects them, spend the next 2 weeks performing growth. They post the gym selfie. They go on the obvious revenge date. They make sure she sees they're thriving. It's loud. It's performative. And avoidants smell that fakeness from a mile away. Here's the real truth. An avoidant doesn't regret losing a man who's trying to make her regret it. She regrets losing a man who genuinely doesn't need her to notice him anymore. Not gym confidence, not revenge confidence, not look what you missed confidence, but quiet, internal, I know who I am confidence that doesn't need an audience. Wrong move. Posting the story you know she'll see. Right move. Actually becoming the man you were pretending to be. Building the body. Building the bank. Building the silence inside your own head that used to spiral every time she went cold. Becoming someone whose identity isn't tied to whether she texts back. And here's where it gets interesting. The moment your identity locks in, the moment you genuinely stop needing her validation, she will feel it without you ever telling her. Avoidants are energetic. They sense when a man has crossed over, and her brain will say, "This guy doesn't need me anymore. Why does that make me want him more?" That's when she starts replaying every conversation, every cold reply, every disrespectful moment, and quietly cringing at herself. That's regret, real regret, the kind no apology text can fix. So listen, bro, this isn't about playing games. It's not about manipulation. It's not about winning her back. This is about finally becoming the kind of man who doesn't have to. The disappearing calm, the energy drop, the unbothered pivot, the silent standard, the identity lock. These aren't 5 tactics. These are 5 expressions of one thing. A man who has stopped outsourcing his self-worth to a woman who was never going to give it back. When you internalize this, you stop performing and start being. You stop reacting and start responding. You stop chasing the spark and you become the flame. And here's the mic drop, man. Avoidants don't regret losing men who beg them to stay. They regret losing the one man who quietly walked away and never looked back. That's the move. That's the whole move. If this hit you somewhere real, do yourself one favor before you click away. Go watch the next video on the screen. Why avoidants always come back and how to be ready when she does. Because everything you just learned only matters if you know how to handle her the moment she reappears. And trust me, bro, she will. I'll see you in the next one.